Well, good evening and welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Jack. I'm your host for the evening. Tonight we've got a bit of a different show. We're going to be doing a watch-along for the England game against Serbia. I had to double check then. I've forgotten who we were playing. And we're just going to be talking anything Coventry City. We've got a couple of prompts. Claudio's come up with a good couple of ideas. And hopefully it'll just be a fun evening and a less boring one than the England game normally is. We are without Miles, who is still on holiday in Fuerteventura. So I hope he's having a lovely time. But we've got the other three usual suspects, as always. Let's get them in quickly. You'll like Vicky's background. Some of you will, some of you won't. Good evening, Vicky.
Good evening.
We've got Claudio, as always.
Good evening.
And we've got Ken.
Good evening, all.
How's everyone doing?
Too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, all good.
Excellent. Well, as the England game's on, we'll start by talking about the England game. Have you all seen the starting 11 for England tonight? Have you all got the game on?
I've got it on, but I can just see Jude Bellingham at the minute.
Yeah. I don't know the actual starting 11. I've got the game, but...
Well, that's good because I've got it right here. Let's talk about it.
Oh, very good.
See? I'm prepared.
I think Ken should talk us through the Serbian team.
Yeah,
some interesting players there.
I'll be honest, I think I only know one of the Serbian starting 11, and that's that Vlahovic, the striker.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the England starting 11. Vicky, Harry Kane's number 9, not Ellis Sims. The correct decision from Thomas Tuchel there?
Well, yeah, Sims can wait until Kane's retired, can't he? So that's all good. What I like about Tuchel actually is that he came out and said it this morning, didn't he? That he's picking players where they should be playing, and so if some people miss out because there's too many in one position, then that's just so be it. And I think we've spent too many years just trying to shoehorn players into a squad, and so hopefully if he sticks to that, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden have been shoehorned in to any positions that we can possibly get them onto the pitch in recent years, especially under Southgate. The last tournament, Foden's been played every position, I think, on the park. So, yeah, you're right. It's nice to see an England team where players are playing in the positions that they're thriving in at club level. What do you make of it, Claudio?
What do I make of it? Put the team back up again, Jack.
You've forgotten it already.
I mean, obviously he wants to win this game. He could have played a lot less lineup than that, to be honest. It's not a bad 11. The only thing for England is who takes over from Harry Kane when he decides to hang his boots, because there's not the strikers that there used to be in English football. You go back to, say, Euros 96 or even 2006. There's lack of sort of really good strikers. So that for me, that's what the interesting part. What happens when Harry Kane isn't there and the goals dry up for England? Who's going to replace Harry Kane? And also, out of that 11, if you could pick one player, who would you pick to join Coventry City?
Ooh.
My pick would be Declan Rice.
I was thinking that, but is he better than Matty Grimes? I don't know, really.
Well, he's younger.
Where is that? Don't know. John Stones, I think. I know Bobby and Kitch have been unbelievable this season, but a player like John Stones would be unbelievable to have.
I think John Stones would be my choice as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, like you say, Claudio, with the strike force, I'm looking at the bench here. Jared Bowen, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Eze are the four most attacking players on the bench, and then you've got Saka and Rashford who could probably step up and do a job in the number. But none of them are strikers. Not a single one of them are strikers by nature. So if Kane's forced off injured,
It's funny. There's a massive drop off with strikers, English ones anyway. I mean, Vicky would pick somebody from Serbia because most of their surnames end with Vic.
Well, they all end in itch, didn't they? Vic. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 11 end with Vic. Oh, and the manager. So England have, under Thomas Tuchel, we played 8 games, 7 wins, 6 World Cup qualifiers that are all wins. They scored 5 goals last time out. I haven't got anything for number 4. We're playing a back 4. They've only conceded 3 goals under Thomas Tuchel, 2 friendlies played and only 1 loss. I'm doing the 8 days of Christmas there, a bit early. What do you make of Tuchel's reign so far as England manager?
I think he's done all right, to be fair, considering he wasn't everybody's choice, was he, to come in? I was a bit sceptical I'm always a bit sceptical having a foreign manager in charge of an international team. You know, it's not. I'd rather have an English manager in charge of an English team, to be honest. But to be fair, he's done all right. He's done okay. Can't complain, really.
Well, I think I'm right in saying that no international team has ever won a tournament with a manager of a different nationality. I believe.
Oh,
that's interesting. Yeah. Well,
so if Tuchel was to do anything next year at the World Cup, he'd be the first. I believe. So I'm sure someone might correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, seems to have done an all right job, Claudio. I know it's your second team, is it?
I just think if you're an elite football association, you should have one of your own, as far as I'm concerned. I just think, it's, if you haven't, then the FA have really got to look at the way they recruit England managers. And, I mean, Lee Carsey did all right when he took over. It may have not been everybody's choice, but he's been with the FA in the under 21s. You'd think just promote him. That's what other countries do.
But he's Irish.
Oh, that's a good point, I suppose.
You just said you want one of your own, but he's a foreigner.
Not with that accent. He's
Well, I think he's actually English, but he played for the Republic of Ireland through his grandparents.
Yeah, he's got a brilliant accent.
I think he was actually born in England. Yeah.
I used to see him at the petrol station at Vauxhall Common most days. So obviously, filling his car up, not working.
Yeah.
But he's I just think like you have one of your own, don't you? That's what I think. I'm not into this get the best you can and all the rest of it. I just feel like, when they celebrate, you'd be thinking he'd be celebrating because he's English and not just because he's a manager of a football team. I don't know.
So I don't entirely agree. I've got sort of leaning towards thinking you get the best person for the job, and so I mean I've got more of an issue when it's players like like Wales who have their team of English like that bothers me. I think that's not proper. So as long as all of the players are like English, I've got less of an issue about the manager. I think I just want someone that's going to do a good job, and if they do well at the next tournament, then happy days. And the Germans are good at tournament football, so hopefully he can bring that to us and help get us to the next level. So
I think in Japan, I know. I think in Japan, you have to have. I think it goes back as both your grandparents have to be Japanese for you still to be classed as Japanese. It has to go that far back. It can't. It's not just a case of you being born there. That means you're allowed to play for Japan. It's really strict. The way that they do it. Yeah. So, no, I'll just, in saying that, we've got a guy up front for Italy, and if he wasn't playing, we wouldn't be scoring goals at the minute. So, and when you look at him, he's not going to look like he's Italian, put it that way. But he was born in Italy, so, he quite rightly can play for Italy. So, but...
Well, you can keep us informed on the Italy score as the night goes on because they're playing. Who are they playing?
The giants of European football, Moldova.
Moldova.
Come on, Moldova.
You mentioned Japan. One of our players is actually out there at the moment. Brandon Thomas Asante's out there with Ghana. He was actually welcomed at the airport by some COV fans with a big flag and a banner. I haven't got the image. I saw it earlier and I forgot to save it. But Brandon's actually been voted as the PFA's Player of the Month for October. Which is fantastic for him. Maybe that's the reason he's had a bit of a drop-off in the last game or so. Because it's November now. The curse of the Player of the Month. He deserved it though, didn't he?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. He's been fantastic for us this season. Completely different player to what we've seen last season. Playing with confidence, playing with. We just didn't think he had it in him to do what he's doing. And, his work rate's tremendous. And if you put the work rate in, fans notice, don't they? And they appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think he's worthy of it, Vic?
Yeah. So for us, he's obviously been a revelation this season, but I think that was a really good month for him, wasn't it? Goals and contributions as part of our sort of great spell. And I'm sure that there were some of the worthy contenders, but I don't think any of them could dispute that he was the player of that month, really.
I'm trying to work out how many goals he actually got in October. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 goals and an assist in the month of October. So that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a cracking month for him. Yeah.
Yeah, we need another one. What we don't want him is to dry up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Well, hopefully he doesn't come back from Japan with some jet lag.
Yeah.
Have they announced the manager of the month yet?
It wasn't Frank. I assume they have, but it wasn't Frank. Otherwise, we'd have heard about that by now. I'm sure.
Okay, interesting to see where he went to.
Yeah, surely it would be us, right?
Well,
you'd think so.
John Eustace, is he in the running?
I'll just look it up. Have you got any comments while I have a look, Claudio?
Yeah, I have actually. So Sheffield United have signed Bamford. Even players that are simply training with us, Sheffield United can't wait to sign them. That's from Fordy. Gavser Legrand says Rushworth, England's number 1. He also says bonsoir à tous. Yes, bonsoir à tous as well. Assassins Unite. Hi all, who cares about the internationals until the quarters? I'm missing Super Frank's Sky Blue Army. Salop CCFC. This will be as good as Brian Richardson's Dublin Irish accent impression. Yes, his accent. If you heard the second part of the podcast with Brian Richardson attempts to do an Irish accent, which is terrible, to say the least.
It's quite funny.
He also says Jack's back. Lots of Vicks, says Salop, talking about Serbia. Councillor Legrand, there is a lot of Ovix. Salop says, stop talking about England. We don't care. Just get the newspaper out. Ralph Wiggins, good evening all. I expect Cloudy will storm through the programme tonight. We are top of the league, PUSB. Jack's taking this Watchalong way too seriously, says CCFC.
What we said was we were going to get 10 minutes of England talk out the way, and then we can just waffle about Coventry City for the next 2 hours. So sit back, enjoy, and get involved.
Rich T, it's what he does at the sharp end of the tournament that we all judge. I was on about Kane. Bring back Sir Alf Ramsey. Well, that might be a bit of difficult. 40, I think tonight we should be playing a different team for Plan B. I don't see the point of players like Kane playing. We need to see what the others can do. Rich T, did I see something supposedly linking BTA with Leeds? And Rob joined late, so hard to catch up. I love Vicky's laugh at ×2 speed. It's wonderful. Yeah, well, I came up with an idea, didn't I, Jack? Which would be interesting what's happened. Shall I explain what I said to the group?
Yeah,
and then
dive in.
Those of you watching can join in. So we thought we'd keep it nice and positive. We're top of the league. and you can't be anything but positive. So I said to the gang, think of 2 things, write them down that you've either been a positive thing for the beginning of the season. Obviously not top of the league's it's too easy, but either surprised you or has been something really positive. And we're going to see if we don't know what we've written down, but obviously you guys watching can put down a couple of things you think have been great so far this season, and we'll take it from there. So who wants to go who wants to go first?
You.
Let's
You
see,
go first.
me go first. My first positive was the purchase of the stadium.
Yes.
Basically, I don't know if anybody else has got that.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that down on mine. Stadium
Oh, have
purchase.
you? Where's the proof?
I'm not going to show because I've got the certificate.
Yeah, and also it's a surprise as well because no one expected us to buy the stadium at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think it was even on the radar. We were more concerned about whether or not we were going to get the extra 10-year lease, whatever, wasn't it? Was the main concern. And even
we
at the
were
meeting,
all talking about the lease, and then behind the scenes, he was buying it.
well, exactly, because Jack had only just been to the meeting when they had the forum thing with the get together, and it was kind of sort of brushed aside, wasn't it, Jack? So for me,
I even asked Doug. I said, "What's the plan?" He just said, "Look, if we have to pay the fine, we have to pay the fine." He really couldn't care less. And as it turns out, we don't have to pay a fine because we own the ground. So he must have known at that point that it was all happening and just brushed us off as if, "Oh, it's only on the ground. I don't care." Clearly, because he was splashing 30 million on the stadium instead.
And we can see what it's done on match days already. Within 3 or 4 home games after he's bought it, we've got all sorts of things going on around the ground. And I think the enemy thing was genius, to be honest. It got everybody in their seats. He wants people to be in their seats well before kickoff to get the atmosphere building, and that's what he did, basically. And you could tell the difference, I think. And it was electric, and all the little bits of footage you've seen, before the kickoff, absolutely amazing. So for me, number one for me was the surprise, and obviously positive thing was the purchase of the stadium. There you go.
I forgot to even say that.
Yeah, that passed me over. I was thinking more about the actual
team.
football being played.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
So
that's a very good one. That's a very good one.
Yeah, one of mine that's come through this season is the real improvement in player performances and just the heart and the desire and everything that's come with that. There's been players that have come on leaps and bounds under this Lampard regime. You know, De Silva, a year ago, we dismissed him. We're saying, "Oh, he's only 3'6". He's too small. He's not good enough." And we'd almost written him off, saying that we need a new left back. Bidwell was slowing down. Where do we go? We need to get a left back in ASAP. And De Silva, the back half of last season, really came on. And he's been compared to Ashley Cole this season. He's not the only one. I mean, Jack Rodoni, I know it was a Mark Robbins signing, and he was already a good player, but since Frank came in, the goals and assists were flying in. Victor Torp, even EMC was barely being played, and all of a sudden he starts the first game under Frank Lampard, scores a goal after 5 minutes, and you can just see the levels of where the players were to where they are now. Even take like Milan, we know him as the rapid player that, you know, if he misses a tackle, he'll run again and get another tackle in. But his long throws, he was doing the odd one under Mark Robbins, and it was only just hitting the box. Now it's hitting the penalty spot. You know, that's not just saying, "Oh, Milan, have a couple of practice throws and then give it your best shot." That's coaching, that's practice, that's training, and that's making it a key part of our system. And then just the whole defensive unit. I just think everything about all the players, they've gone up a level. And with no discredit to Mark Robbins and the team that he had, this is clearly a management team that are superior to what we had. The coaching standard is at a higher level, and the players' output is at a higher level because of that. And that's my first point.
Brilliant. Shall I do some comments, because people are already commenting first?
Do you want me to Mine or go on.
Right, so Mick Kenny says, evening, come on England. Oh yeah, there's a game going on. So 40 says, the improvement of players as a whole for me. That's an agreement with you there, I think. Rich T has said, home and away support. And we've got Mick Kelly. He also says, the best thing this season is finding Sky Blue Fans TV. Well, thanks for that, Mick. Rich T says consistency.
That's mine. That's my other one. Consistency.
Yeah. We'll come back to you in a second then, Ken. Shuttle bus bonus, says Gavs Legrand. Rob, 58 UK, 29,768 average gate this season would be well over 30k if other teams had taken their full allocation.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Sal at CCFC, he's gone for defensive errors, gone. Second tier podcast really hating us, or Frank, even after predicting us to be second in the season before the same team, with the same team and Robins. They gave us high praise and they've been slagging us off all the time. Weird.
Yeah.
Dawn Cook says, Doug will never get Vicky in her seat early, no matter what he does. Flies in by the seat of her pants and doesn't always see kickoff. Why's that, Vicky? What are you doing?
It's just where I live my life.
Your life?
Yeah.
Is it?
Lastminute.com.
Yeah.
Dixie Normus says, Dixie Normus, I like that. Players improving, like you said, Jack, De Silva, Torp, and how well we've done without arguably our best player. Ryan Evans, do you guys think Welbeck should get a call up? He started the season really well. Is he 33 or 34 or something?
Yeah,
Welbeck.
Yeah, he's well in his 30s, you know. Well, I think if it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're doing it, I mean, it's only, why not? But I suppose, I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
He's 34 and he'll be 35 later this month.
Right. Gas Legrand, £3.60 a pint. There, that's a bonus and a surprise. Mark Packman. Evening, guys. My two positives are buying our own ground and also the much improved side under Super Frank Lampard. And I'll do a few more. Offer of mercy, the atmosphere of the CBS. Even in the sleepy corner of the North Stand is electric now. Makes your hair stand on end. The other thing is EMC and Tats. I just feel like they can beat anybody. Which leads me nicely onto this T-shirt I'm wearing tonight.
Got to get that in.
Just...
Very nice.
I'm funding some of the person's podcast. So, I saw it advertised. I thought I'm buying that. So there you go.
Why not? Is it a limited edition? Only 4,000.
I don't know, but hopefully John Dawkins might give me free tickets for Tom Grennan or something. The difference Rushworth has made, says Lee Beckett. Simon Wells, verse 1, BTA, different player this year. Need to get Frank Time down to a new contract. Defence outstanding. Sausage United, Serbia look worse than Italy. Trust me, they don't. I've got my half an eye on the Italy game, and really, yeah. So, Ken, what was your first? Obviously, you said stadium. What was the other one? Consistency.
Consistency of the team, because consistency. All successful teams are consistent, and that's what wins you leagues and trophies. Consistency, the consistency of the players, not just having. Obviously, there's still a couple that have the odd good game and then 5 bad games. We know who they are, but majority of the team this season, majority of them, have been performing consistently week in, week out, and that's what's got us where we are, because they're on it basically from the start, and they're looking to get a result. They're looking to win every game, and it's just that confidence.
Yeah, because we used to say, the one thing about Coventry, they're consistent at being non-consistent. That's what we used to say, didn't we? You didn't know what to expect, but the first 15 games, apart from the blip at Wrexham, has been been great, really.
Yeah.
I think we can only possibly maybe 2 more points out of all the games, and I think that's it if we're honest, because we may have not got anything out of Leicester, but we should have got something out of Oxford. So it all balances, doesn't it?
Norwich as well.
As well.
Battered them for 90 minutes.
So we could have been 2 points better off, but the goal difference is ridiculous, and the fact that we can not got through a hard week, and then we gain a point on the next team below us, which is brilliant. So from thinking it might go all downhill after Wrexham, we come back with 2 wins, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and I say it's that word consistency is massive in football. Most of the successful teams are always consistent, winning week in, week out, and that's what we're doing at the moment.
Oh, it's interesting. So what's Vicky got then?
My first one was 7 clean sheets, general defensive improvement.
Talk us through it.
So I think it always felt that we had goals in the team for me, and the issue we've had in recent seasons is just defensively, and Rushworth coming in and keeping 7 clean sheets, and just the general defensive improvement is a massive improvement and positive for me. And I think it's a cornerstone of why we'll have a good season, because players can come in and out of form goal scoring wise, but if you've got a solid foundation, that's what will see us through the season well. And so I think that's a massive plus. And so 7 clean sheets, good positive start, and well on the way to sort of achieving or potentially bettering previous club records in that regard.
Well, let me give you a couple of stats on that, just while you've mentioned that. After 14 games last season, when we sacked Mark Robbins, or even after 15 games, we'd only kept 2 clean sheets in the league. You now say we've kept 7. And then under Frank Lampard, in the remainder of the season, so that was 29 games, we kept 11 clean sheets in the league. Probably should have kept 1 or 2 more, but we all know how our defensive errors were at the end of last season. Luton springs to mind. But if we've kept 7 in 15 and we kept 11 in 29 under Frank last season, that's come on leaps and bounds. So it was only 13 all season last year, and we've kept 7 in 1/3 of the season. We're on to beat that by a way at this rate.
Our overall record is the 22 that Ben Wilson got a couple of seasons ago. That's our club record ever. So we're well on the way to matching that that was my first positive.
Amazing.
That's a good one. I think most of us agree. That's especially me, who says we're never going to win anything with this defence. but in my defence, when I made that quote 2 years ago, and we still got the same defenders pretty much, we didn't have Matt Grimes, and I think he's the one who's made the difference. I said what we needed, to quote the whole quote, was we need a leader. Who's going to be our leader on the pitch is what I put. Yeah. And then that January we signed Matt Grimes, and I think he has made a massive difference to that defence and the team in general. And if we had player of the season, he's going to be up there already for me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what are yours then, Jack?
So I gave you my player improvement one. My other one is kind of a mixture of a couple of things. So some of you have said consistency. Some of you in the comments have said atmosphere and fans in the stadium. Mine generally, or how I labelled it, was Fortress CBS. And that's with performances, that's with results, that's with fans, that's with, I suppose, buying the stadium. It didn't come to mind, but buying it is clearly part of that. £3.60 a pint, having the bars open after the games even. That was never, ever going to happen before. And now it's like you can hang around for an hour after the game and get a pint for £3.60. It's unbelievable. And a couple of stats that I've just noticed, we've only had 4 losses, all competitions, under Frank Lampard at home. 2 of them were in the league to the teams that won the league and got automatically promoted in Burnley and Leeds. One of them was in a playoff semi-final against Sunderland. And that was, again, only based on a unfortunately, Milan defensive error. And the fourth one was actually in the FA Cup against Ipswich, who at the time were a Premier League team. So we've lost 4 games, and that was to the 3 that went up and the 1 that was already up. So we've only lost to Premier League level teams, essentially, technically, at home. Everything else has been a win or a few draws. The draws were few and far between towards the end of last season. It didn't really happen. And I know we've started with a couple of draws against Hull and Norwich at home, but it seems to me at the moment, I'm positive of winning every single game that we go to at the CBS. I don't feel scared. I don't feel intimidated. And in fact, I think we are intimidating every single team that comes to us. I think they're worried, A, not only to play Coventry City, but B, coming to the CBS. Everything we do, including getting the enemy on the pitch before the game, everything we do at the moment, since the start of the season and since the appointment of Frank, the start of the season and owning the stadium, absolutely everything is positive, and we're moving forwards as not only a football club, but as a business as well. Everything is amazing, and it's exactly what you want from your football team. And you say, if you can win your home games and draw the away games, you'll get promoted. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're winning the away games even at the moment. So it's just unbelievable. And I don't think, well, certainly not in my lifetime, there has not been a more positive or better period to support this football club.
I think regarding the home form, for years as Cov fans, we'd always say, oh, we get a big crowd up there. We always play rubbish. We play badly. We never get the result. Well, it's completely blown that out the water for the last year or so, because we're getting bigger crowds most weeks. We're not losing any games. So the time we lost to Burnley and Sunderland last season, when we had good crowds up there, and I heard people saying, that's typical City, get a good crowd up there, let us down. I'm thinking, well, they haven't in the other games. We've had big crowds up there all season and we got results. So I think the Fortress CBS, you just think it's a bit of a myth, don't you, with certain stadiums? But obviously it must help. You know, that whole atmosphere helps, I think. And with the enemy and, we'll live and die in these towns at the start and all the rest of it, the reintroduction, obviously, of the Sky Blue song, which we'll take credit for, that as well. I think it's just so much better, isn't it? Just so much better at home. You do turn up thinking we're going to win, even when Rodoni was out of the Birmingham team. When we played Birmingham, we wasn't playing, and I said we're going to get hammered. We won.
Yeah, I'm just not fearful at home at all anymore. It's fantastic.
But by the way, anybody watching the England game? What's happening?
It's 0-0.
0-0, and it's 0-0 against Italy against the mighty Moldovans, the kings of European football, as we struggle to get a shot on goal in the first 16 minutes. Absolute shambles. It's just a nightmare. Looks like it's a playoffs for Italy again. If we don't qualify, we're going to be like Scotland, aren't we? In fact, Scotland might qualify. It's even worse.
Claudio, you should be a rugby fan. I heard they beat, was it Australia the other week?
Did they?
Rugby? I think so. They beat a good team. Let me look that up.
Right. Didn't realise that. I'll read some comments out while you're looking.
Yeah, beat Australia Saturday the 8th of November. Italy beat Australia 26-19 in the rugby.
Blimey. Ryan Evans, I heard Patrick Bamford training with Cov as Lamps happening to get fit for a new club. Would guys ever have him on his day? He's a really good striker. Maybe Lamps could get the best out of him. What summed it up for me with Patrick Bamford was Leeds fans saying, I hope he does really well at Sheffield United if he stays injury-free. So that's all you need to know, isn't it, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was your fear, wasn't it, Vicky, I think?
Yeah, no, definitely. That was, yeah. You're thinking if you've got a player that you want to be able to come in when you need him, but he's got an injury problem, then the chances are he won't be fit when you need him. So that's the issue
A bit like Ben Sheaf towards the end. 92-90. Kessler Hayden's very good. When we need to see a game out of him, I was annoyed at EMC for not running into the corner flag.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. That was when we were 2-1 up against Sheffield United. However, he lost the ball. That meant Alan won it back. That meant we got the third goal.
Swings and roundabouts.
I completely agree. In the moment, I was screaming for him to run to that corner flag and stand still and hold the man off, because we know he's got the strength to do it. But yeah, it clearly got us the third goal, didn't it? So,
well,
Paul Cuttiford, best two things are buying the stadium, and secondly, the anticipation of waiting to see how many points Incester will lose. This is from Dick's Enormous. Also, Doug King. Look how he turned it around from fans wanting to lynch him at the press conference to most fans now trusting him with our club.
Yeah, it is interesting with the Doug King situation, isn't it? A lot of people were still sort of questioning him, weren't they? And there was a lot that supported him, but there's a few people had their doubts, didn't they? So,
well, definitely. Bear with me. Rudoni for England, says Andrew. Oh, I hate when it does that. When it jumps all the... It's gone straight to the top now, honestly.
Republic of Ireland 1, Portugal 0.
Oh. We need to sing the Doug King song more and stop the Take Me Home song. David Saunders.
Yeah, me and Dad completely agree on this one. As much as I love that song, and it was one of the best sung songs, singing Take Me Home Highfield Road, I almost find it slightly offensive when we sing it at the CBS, because it's almost like saying to Doug, oh yeah, well done, but actually we don't want to be here. And that just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, away from home, I suppose it's okay, but yeah, at home, there's no need to sing that song at home, is there?
Personally, I don't even like it away from home anymore, because we have a home. I understand why people would sing it when we're away from home, and I know it's kind of what we're used to, what's ingrained in us as fans to sing, but to me, we just need to stop now. We have a home. It's ours. We own it. You know, Doug's done that for us, and we're sort of thanking him by singing we want to go to a stadium that doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't sit right with me, personally.
Yeah. Well, maybe it will start fading out, hopefully.
Rich T says we need an anthem for After the Whistle as well when we win again. Chris Brooks says hi all from sunny Tenerife.
Nice.
Rich T, I agree. It would be good to get everyone in their seats earlier and ramp up the atmosphere. Last season at this stage, we had 17 points and finished on 69. So 52 points in 31 games. We do the same again. We finish on 86 points. Would that be enough this year, given the openness? I think the last two previous seasons have been a bit mad, because the teams who've gone up have got far too many points, if that makes any sense. I don't think you may normally get one team, but the second place normally isn't that high. So I think 86 would be enough, to be honest.
Especially for second. You know, even if the likes of Ipswich end up running away with it, or what they think, or what we all thought they were going to do, if that does end up happening, 85, 86 would, I think, easily be enough for second. And that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I just want to go up. Mark Patman, I also think Frank Lampard has got a genuine love for Coventry City, and I think he will take us to the Premier League and do well.
What was your second positive for this season then, Ken? Did you say it, or was it the stadium purchase?
Stadium and consistency, yeah.
Was it Vicky's we need the second one when she comes back?
Yeah, I got my second one.
Get on with it then.
Who is she?
I think her internet was playing up.
All right.
It's got to reboot.
Wayne Little says, evening all, hate international break, too many at the start of this season. Bevsky Blue. Surprises the number of goals we are scoring. Improvement is how well the team has bonded and played for each other. PUSB. Wayne Littlewood says, we do need some new songs. Must admit, I hate the Play Up Sky Blue song. Very drab. Oh, dear.
You must be one of not many people that have that opinion, Wayne. It's fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I can't see you being the most popular man with that opinion.
It's not meant to be sang the way we sing it, though. It's meant to be sung more upbeat. I think the problem is we sing it too slowly. It's a more of a swing song in the old days. Trevor Merriman, do any of the panel or viewers have superstitions that they started at the beginning of the season and haven't changed since, especially on our run? Well, for me, it was the hat, because Luca wouldn't let me wear the hat because we kept winning. And now that we lost, it doesn't matter now, does it? But it was my hat. So
I don't really have any superstitions as such, no. But a lot of people do. Wear the same pants, don't they? Sometimes, and wear the same scarf or same jacket.
I do that. So normally, if we win, or if we don't win, I'll change what I'm wearing. So I'll wear a goalie shirt instead of the home shirt, or I'll swap from this hat to this hat that we'll talk about soon. I'll swap something in the outfit, and then if we win, I'll keep that outfit for the following game. So it'll be the same hoodie, the same shirt, the same hat. And sometimes if they've been washed, I'll keep the same pants, especially if it's like when we got to the playoffs against Middlesbrough a couple of years ago. The exact outfit I wore away at Middlesbrough in that playoff semi-final win, I wore at Wembley. It obviously didn't work, but I just had to do that. So it was the same socks, the same pants, same jeans, the lot. It had all been through the wash, I promise. But
talking of pants, I think Claudio's got to wear them to a show in his pants if we go up, haven't you, Claudio?
Well, apparently, yes. I don't know why I agreed to this.
Only if we win the league, surely not if we come second.
Yeah.
If we come second.
But I used to think in the old days, if I was listening to the game on the radio before internet and all the rest of it, if we were winning, I used to think that because I put the radio on and then we lost, it was my fault. So there's some games where if I knew we were winning, I wouldn't even listen to it until the final whistle, only to find out we lost anyway. So
I used to, when I'm having a bet, I never put Cov in the bet. I mean, guarantee we'd win. Every time I put Cov in my bet, we lost. So I never put them in there now. I just did not put them in the bet at all. And we're doing all right. So I'll keep that way.
Yes.
I suppose yours nowadays, Claudia, is just don't go to away games, isn't it?
Well, that's what 40 says. It might have to be the case.
Or do you know what was weird, Claudio? We were talking about you can't come to Stoke, but then Colin Bramfield came with us. So I thought, you could have come, just sit next to him all game.
And we won, didn't we?
And we did. So, maybe you could have broke the curse.
Yeah.
Rich T saw something on X asking if we would take second place now. Yes, snap their hand off. Definitely. I just want to get promoted. Because for me, the important bit is that gap, isn't it, between us and third place? That's the important bit.
We need to go up no matter how. This is our year, I think.
Goal, sorry. England, Saka.
Oh, I'm about a minute behind here.
Free kick came in. It sort of bundled around. Someone had a shot on the edge of the area. Defender deflected it out to Saka, and he's sort of side foot volleyed it into the far net. It's a good finish, to be fair. He's had a couple of poor attempts, Saka, from what I've been glancing, but that was a good finish. So 1-0, 28 minutes.
Oh, I'm still watching it. Hasn't happened yet.
Has the free kick happened, Claudio?
Declan Rice is now stepping over the ball. For anybody watching it last week. Yeah, Rice free kick. Keeper punches out. Why doesn't he catch it? That's all down to the goalkeeper. Why doesn't he catch it? No need to thump that.
What was his name again? That Serbian keeper?
Vic.
Vic. Yeah. I don't understand that. I do not understand why he's not catching that.
Rajkovic or Rajkovic. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Great finish, though.
It's a good finish by Saka.
There
you go. So, Claudio, what was your second positive?
I was going to wait till Vicky comes back. You see, that's why I was holding out.
She might not now. I hope she does.
362. My serious superstition is that I have to put money on us to lose.
Oh, God.
Okay. He's losing a lot this season.
Vicky. You've called about.
My superstition is that I've always had money on us lose, so we always win. Losing money, but loving life. There you go.
Hi, Vic.
Oh, yeah, the internet's playing up, so we'll have to see how this goes. But
Just a reboot.
Yeah.
What was your other superstition?
Maybe the positive.
No, superstition.
No, sorry, superstition. Oh, positive, I meant. Sorry. We were talking about
positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the positive was Brandon Thomas Asante. I've put as a virtually new player this season, league top scorer. When I think we had players that we thought could be a league top scorer, but I'm not sure we thought it was going to be Brandon Thomas Asante.
No.
So I think he's a massive positive this season. That was my second positive.
Yeah, definitely agree there. Completely new player.
He's but he looks like the player that I thought we were going to sign. Basically, so that's why it's all good.
He's better than the player we thought we were signing on current form, isn't he?
Definitely.
Well, yes.
And I'm delighted because I'd been sort of following his career when he was at Salford and then when he went to West Brom, and I've always liked him. So when we signed him, I was delighted, and so it's great, and he just seems like a really nice bloke. So it's nice, isn't it, when someone nice is doing well?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go on, Claudio. Round us off. What was yours?
Right. Well, my positive is winning without key players or player, which I think we've done quite well this season. I mean, Wrexham side where there was far too many players missing, but obviously the main one is Rudoni, where as soon as he was out of the team, I thought, oh no, we're going to dry up making chances, scoring goals, and in fact, we just carried on. Likewise, and Torp's been out of the team. In fact, Torp and Rudoni were out of the team at one stage. Saka's been out. EMC's been out. And these are all players who contribute to us scoring goals, and I think they've been brilliant. Without these players. So for me, there's a good camaraderie, isn't there, in that camp? I think at the minute, and it looks good from the outside. The training ground stuff you see, I just feel like they've just got it right at the minute. And this is why come January, if they do bring anybody in, they've got to bring the right sort of players that will hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I believe Dr. Clare does do this, where they monitor personality traits and all the rest of it to find the right players to come in and carry on, which is probably why Norman Bissett is out on loan, basically. So, because he would have been, if his head was on it, he'd have been a perfect player to have around the group. Because he's possibly the one kind of striker we're missing, I think.
Yeah.
That's that sort of. I mean, at the minute it'd be low budget Vardy, wouldn't it? Basically, if you know what I mean. That's that sort of player who'll chase. Was it somebody said a crisp packet?
That was Ian. Ian Small said that.
About Santa. Yeah. Well, I think it'd be the same, Bissett. But I think basically players missing and we're still winning games. And hopefully by the time we come back from international duty, we're almost back to full strength again. And what a way to go into the Christmas period.
And that's an important period, isn't it, Christmas? Because you've played everybody once at least by that time, and you can have a good indication of where you're going to finish up. I always look at Christmas time as an important part of the season.
And it's this period now where there's games around the corner. It feels like every few days where you go to work and you go, oh, I've got a game tonight. It's like that. It's no time to rest, is there? So and it'd be the same for everybody. So if you hit a bit of form now, up to Christmas, we could be flying. We really could be. So there we go.
Okay.
34 minutes. Moldova 0, Italy 0, and that no easy games. Frank Wood says, just watch the Brian Richardson Part 2 chat. Brilliant. Thank you, Frank. Nothing guaranteed, says Sean McLaughlin. So no superstitions, then Jack.
Well, like I say, just I keep the same outfit on if we win or doing well. I try to anyway. So even when we did Oxford, I think I can't remember what shirt I wore, but I made the point of the next game I'll wear different outfit. That didn't work against Norwich, so I swapped it. And then I think the 3 games or 4 games I'd been to before Japan, I wore the same shirt, hat, scarf for all those games, and it was working. And then I picked an outfit for Wrexham, my first game back. We lost, but that's Claudio's fault, not mine. So swapped the outfit for Stoke. And
you sound like a woman from the 50s. I picked an outfit for the evening, a little blue number.
Well, it's either this one or the purple goalie one at the moment.
A little 2-piece. Match me hat.
What superstitions have you guys got? Did you talk about that when I was off?
Well, for me, it's not wearing, because I wasn't wearing my hat and we were winning. Lucas said I couldn't wear it.
Yeah.
And then we lost, so that doesn't matter now. But mine was more to do with the radio back in the old days, where if we were winning, I always found that when I put the radio on, we lost. And I realised at one stage that's not the case. We just lose because we're rubbish, basically. It's I think if you actually played, it's different, isn't it? I suppose some players who want to walk out last, or they do a little hop, or they touch the pitch, or they do all sorts, don't they?
And with Jack, though, I think that I do sort of bear in mind of warn if we win or lost, and sort of follow that through. I think that's probably. I bet a fair few people do stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think another one.
Back in the Highfield Road days. Oh, sorry. I was going to say back in the Highfield Road days. Sorry, I was going to say back in the Highfield Road days, I always used to have beans on toast for lunch before I walked up to Highfield Road. That was my random weird.
Is it Martin Warren on Twitter? He always has one of them foot-long sausages and chips from the chippy the night before.
Yeah, I
see that every week, and it cheers me up thinking, oh, he's had a nice big chippy on a Friday night. We'll be all right tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think Alan Hughes have chicken and beans before a game. That can't be a good meal. Roast chicken and baked beans.
Better than Jamie Vardy's meal, isn't it? 4 double espressos and a Red Bull, and then 1 at half time. Nutcase.
Well, that explains his running around then, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Ron Evans says, who would you like to interview, Claudio, with Jim, who you haven't interviewed? Loved your interview with Richardson. I'm not sure. There's quite a few. I mean, I'd like to get Dion Dublin, to be honest. There's a few I'd like from the 90s because their memories are going to be a lot better still. There's some old boys as well, but it's trying to get hold of them. And then the problem is, because some of them are in their 70s and 80s, it's using technology doesn't help. So we might have to be in the same room. So, and their memories, they're not like fans. They play games. They didn't just play for us. They've played games everywhere. So what happens is they'll have selective memory, whereas we can remember a hell of a lot more. Especially Jim, because he's been writing books for years and having to do stuff for the program still, and all this kind of stuff we do now. You kind of keep going over things, don't you? Whereas a player, you could be talking about a game. You can see by the blank expression they've totally forgotten about that game. Yeah. So
Gary McAllister would be a good one. That'd be interesting to see.
Yes, it would actually.
Gary would be excellent, yeah.
Which leads me on nicely onto something I've got here, which people might want to join in with. I have a news. I'll bring out the one from 1921 in a bit, but this newspaper is from the 3rd of January 2000. Now, we'd only just beaten Arsenal by the sounds of things, because Freddie Ljungberg, it says here, Arsenal v Coventry, his side may have lost ground in the title race by losing at Coventry, but Ljungberg's all-round performance merits him a place in the team of the week. He made 8 tackles in midfield and still found time to score one of the Gunners' 2 goals. Carlin Optascore, 1680. Now, this is halfway through the season, and there are 60 players who are in the top 60, of which we only have 2. Right? So, to give you an example, the goalkeepers, number 1, Sheffield Wednesday keeper Pavel Cernicek. He was the number 1 up until Christmas. Defenders, number 1, Lucas Radiby or Radibi, Leeds United. Midfielders, Roy Keane, he of Manchester United. And attacking midfielder, Freddie Ljungberg, Arsenal. And strikers, top one was Kevin Phillips at Sunderland. Terry Henry was 4th at the time. So we've got 2 players in there. In the like Jack, who was
less than a month old.
About a month old, actually guessed one of the players, which I thought was quite impressive. So if anybody can guess the 2 Coventry City players that are in that top 60, have a go.
Have a go, and we can get you a mug, can't we, Ken? Have we got mugs still at the moment?
Well, yeah. If you put I've got a couple here. I can give them. Yeah, if you put the answer in, the comments. We can do a little competition for you if you want.
If you're all really wide off the mark, we'll give you the positions just to make it a little bit easier. Or will that give it away?
Give it away.
Okay.
What year was it again, Claudia? What year did you say?
So it would have been 99-2000 season. So it's the games were played at the weekend. So it would have been 30th of December, something like that.
Right.
Or
so
New Year's Day.
Alive for about 3 or 4 games, basically.
Yeah. I was looking at the team of the week. It's quite funny because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tottenham players in it. Chris Perry. Mauricio Tarico. Do you remember him?
No.
David Ginola, Tim Sherwood, Stefan Everson.
I just like Ginola and his nice French accent.
So 2 Cov players in there. I think they're fairly obvious who the 2 you'd pick, basically.
Well, the fact that I got one, I'm pretty impressed with myself, to be honest. Paul Cutterford's comment. Paul just put Regis and Oggy. Yeah. Oh, my dad's had a guess. Fordy's got his guess in. Anyone else, guys? Keep your comments coming in. Who got in that top 60?
So Claudio, is that the season where we beat Arsenal on Boxing Day? That's that season, and that's what they're talking about.
It's the season where we didn't win away from home.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But weren't we really good at home that season that I heard?
Yeah, we were called the Entertainers.
And we beat Arsenal on Boxing
Loads
Day.
of goals, but were terrible at conceding.
we failed to win on our travels. Yeah.
Robbie Keane in the team.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That the fact that team couldn't win away from home is crazy. And I kept on going, thinking it'll turn around. Claudia, were you going? Is that why we didn't win? Did you curse me all season?
Well, yeah, because the last game was at Watford away. They'd been relegated, and we still lost 1-0.
Maybe we could return the favour this year. Last game of the season's at Vicarage Road. We could win the league there. How about that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
To be honest, I'd like to have won the league
right?
at home the week before, so Watford's a free hit.
Well, if it does come to that and we're still there and it hinges on that day, you only get 2,000 tickets for Watford.
You're not allowed to go, Claudio, if that's the case.
That'd be mad, won't it?
Every man and his dog will want to be there, won't they?
Yeah. Frank Wood says, who drops out when Rudy comes back?
Well, that's easy for me. That's really easy.
Who?
You drop Hadji right, and you put Brandon up front, and you put Rodoni in the 10. Based on the last 5 games since the October international break, that's the obvious that happens, in my opinion.
It's a possibility, isn't it?
Well, because then everyone's playing in their true preferred position as well.
And also, because I said that the obvious, when we spoke about it the other night, I said the obvious choice is Asante, like a straight swap for that position. But Asante doesn't deserve to be dropped after his recent performances, does he? Whereas, like Jackson said on recent performances, I mean, it's difficult. I mean, it's actually a really nice headache, isn't it, to think that we're going to have to drop somebody that would have been a shoo-in, like in previous seasons, to just make the first team. That's a nice headache to have, really, isn't it?
Well, the player was player of the season on every single part of our fan base.
Yeah,
is now going to struggle to get into the team. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just shows how much the rest of the team's improved, basically.
Yeah.
Still 0-0. Italy, Moldova. This is a shambles.
Morgan Rogers has just headed wide for England, glancing header, and it's just curled wide.
I'll see that in about a minute's time. I'll see that.
While everyone keeps getting their guesses in for the 2 players that made it into the top 60, we've got a poll out on Twitter. Go and join in. It's just for a bit of fun, and it's how do you like this hat? Because I've had some flack about it. Miles is the perpetrator. That's why I'm doing this while he's not here. But I've had some comments at games, both home and away, saying, "Oh, I actually like that hat. It looks really nice." So I want to end the debate once and for all. What do you guys think? Head over to Twitter, get on the polls. It's fairly even at the moment. Some people love it, some people hate it. The majority is not really a fan, but some think it's all right. So. Yeah, go over and join in. Vicky, what did you vote? I want to know now.
I voted it's all right. I can't say I love it, but I think it's nice enough. So yeah, it's an all right.
What about you, Ken? What would you rate it out of and those 4? To be honest, I don't mind if you agree.
I don't love it. Yeah, it's all right. I'd say. I agree with Vic. It's all right.
Fair enough. What about you, Claudio?
I think I voted on it's all right.
It's all right on the night.
So it's just Miles, the perpetrator of.
Yeah.
He's very, very fussy about his clothing, Miles.
Well, go and have your vote. Go and have your vote on Twitter, everyone, and put it in the comments what you voted for. Let me know what you think of the hat. I'm not going to take it to heart. I'm just curious at this point, basically.
So Mark Patman says, Claudio, I would love you to get an interview with Darren Huckabee. Now, I've been thinking about this. He's on Twitter, so he's not hard to get hold of. And he's a good talker, is Darren, so that'd be quite good. Because the less we talk, the better, to be honest. We just want them to talk.
Yeah.
I didn't have much choice with Brian because he doesn't pause. Not the first question. I didn't get a chance to finish it. He was already answering it. So just get on with it then, Brian.
Media for Norwich TV or Norwich Radio or something like that. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he works up in the lounges and that for Norwich.
Yeah, so he's media trained and he does that sort of thing. I think I've heard him do commentary as well before. So he might be really good to get on.
Rich T says, John Sillett and George Curtis would have been good. Did you interview them, Claudia? No, unfortunately. I started doing this way too late in my lifetime.
Career.
But they would have been great, wouldn't they? In their heyday, definitely.
Yeah.
Get Keno on, Claudio, my favourite ever player.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
We'll probably have to talk about more his career than actually his career at Coventry. And well, the first question is, Robbie, why couldn't we win away from home?
Yeah.
Sean McLaughlin, beans on toast before a game, wouldn't want to be near you. Well, maybe that's why Shearer used to have chicken and beans. Maybe that's what it is. I bet the stench was foul. Rob, I'll put this up. So half time between Moldova and Italy is 0-0. Absolute shambles.
You've had like 75% of the possession as well, so you're just like
Republic of Ireland 2, Portugal 0.
Really?
Yeah.
We always watch the wrong games on this, don't we? Rob 58 UK. Anyone else remember the 1970s waiting for the goal alerts from Tony Butler's sports program? I think RMB. Every time the goal alert went in, the goal could be from anyone in the 6 Midland clubs. Yes, it would go do 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 do. It's a goal like that. And it go, let's go over to Villa Park. You're like, oh. Yeah, and then of course it'll go, let's go to Portman Road. And you're thinking, oh, Ipswich 1, Coventry 0. Yeah. Yeah. After 23 minutes, mistake by one of the Coventry defenders lets in the Ipswich forward. Trevor Wymark makes it 1-0. and then it go, it's a goal. And you're thinking, please, Portman Road, Portman Road. Then you're thinking, no, not Portman Road, because it's going to be 2-0.
And then it's Portman Road.
That's how you live your life.
Paul Mariners made it 2-0 now.
Exactly. You know,
me and Jack are just like, wow.
Those are the days. I suppose your equivalent would have been. I suppose Vicky, it'd be teletext and CFAX trying to watch a game on there.
Trouble is as well, it still happens to a certain degree, doesn't it? When they go, I don't know, you're going somewhere, like, let's go to this ground, and you're always thinking, oh, please be the right way. Like,
It was totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much why we started doing local radio with like Mercy Sound doing the commentary of our games. So we never used to have live commentary for years, did we, Ken? It was Mercy Sound brought it.
No, really? Right, Mercy Sound had it first, and then for us lot, and then eventually when Mercy went, the BBC got it, didn't they? They got the rights.
Yeah, because
that's what I remember growing up with. Growing up, that's what I listened to if I wasn't at a match, like the BBC. That sort
of. So some guesses for the two players. Some good guesses, actually. There's some very good guesses, and some of them have got the right answers, but in the wrong order. So there you go. Work it out. Bevsky Blue says, would be good to get Ian Wallace and Mick Ferguson back for an interview. Yes, that would be a good idea, actually. Or maybe the pair together. I'm sure we could
both of them in the same room, in a little studio. That'd be nice.
Yeah. It would be good. Frank Wood says, I think it could be Torp to give away. He said it could be. It could well be Torp to come out of the team, you know.
Well, he's been playing well, Torp, though.
Yeah. But he started with Torp, Grimes and Radoni, didn't he? That was the surprise at the very start of the season.
Yeah. It won't be Torp, because I don't think you'll want to have to ask Jack Radoni to do as much defending and holding as Torp does have to do. That's just what I think. I know he can do a job in there, but I don't think we'd want to make him do the job in there on purpose, especially when you've got Torp, who's fit at the moment, Allen, who's played bits and bobs and has been in the team and can do that job, and even Eccles that we could make do that job. I know he's preferred as more of an attacking player at the moment, but there is that option.
How about these two, Claudio, for an interview?
In the same room.
There'd be a few stories to tell there, wouldn't there?
Yes, definitely. And the thing is, you don't know. It's like anybody. You don't know if they've got a story to tell. Some people just are hard to interview. You've seen people on telly now. Which players are, you know? I mean, I always like James Maddison because he's got a lot to say, hasn't he? He's sort of quite fluid. But there's some players.
He's had two twins, hasn't he?
Has he?
He's got two lots of twins.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
That's incredible.
I know. Mental. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to be a character, don't you, Claudio, instead of actually interesting to talk to, otherwise it's going to be like pulling teeth a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you got to watch out you don't get somebody who's too dangerous. Because Carlton Palmer would be good. But you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. This is the problem. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can say, because I think on some of them, we've had people say, oh, is it okay if I swear? And they've said a little swear word. But you don't want it to be that. I mean, it doesn't need to be, does it, really? Some really good guesses. Just a bit more comments. Mark Patman says, yes, I remember the goal alerts. Brilliant. I thought the good old days. What was the very first game you all went to, says Mick Kelly. Mine was 1964. Cov against Rotherham got beat 3-5. Jack, what was yours that you can remember?
My first game that I went to was the first game at the Rico 3-1. 3-0, 3-1. QPR 3-0, 3-0, 3-1. I can't remember.
The very first game.
Yeah. Yeah, Klaus Jorgensen and Adebo double. That was my first game.
We were sitting right next to Klaus Jorgensen in the night, weren't we, Klaus?
Yes, I was telling him exactly how a football team should play. I'm sure he listened.
Well, I didn't notice he was up singing and clapping to the enemy when they were performing. He enjoyed that.
What was funny, I don't know if you noticed, Ken, I'd said something to him about 10 minutes before the end of the first half, and he got up and left. I thought, oh, what have I said? And I realised
no wonder he never came back second half.
I realised he was on the pitch, wasn't he? He went out to do the old hello, former player and all that, and he came back to his seat then. I thought it upset him. I'm getting out. I've had enough of this bloke. Keeps talking to me. And Stephen Hunt was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, not Steve Hunt from the 70s.
No,
Stephen Hunt to play. Did he join us from
Reading? Yeah, I think his brother was at the club. You know, they've just sacked him, or he's been released in some capacity. Maybe that's why he was at the games.
Okay.
What was your first game, Claudio?
It was before Coventry were founded, wasn't it? Before we were even Singers FC.
So my first game away at Blackpool, 1970 pre-season friendly, which I think some people.
You including friendlies as well, yeah.
Well, that's the first game. I remember it because my mum and dad. My mum used to complain and say to my dad, "You never take us anywhere. It's always football, football, football." So he said, I'll tell you what then, we'll have a family weekend in Blackpool. So we went up for a family weekend in Blackpool, and guess what? Coventry were playing there.
Oh, that's a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So that was my first game. We lost 2-0, I think. Of course you did.
Yeah, because it was away, and you were there.
Yeah, away, we lost 2-0, yeah. What about you, Vicky? What was yours?
My first one was last game of the season of the 92-93 season. So we were playing Leeds. So Cov Leeds, last game of that season, we drew 3-3. We were winning 3-1 with about 2 seconds to go and threw it away. Very Coventry-esque.
With the pitch invasions and everything, Leeds fans coming on the pitch. Do you remember?
Yeah, I was worried that my mum wouldn't let me go again because all that happened. I was thinking, she's going to think this is all trouble and we won't be able to go again. But luckily, that didn't happen.
Yeah, Wallace got a hat trick for Leeds, didn't he? I believe. Yeah. What was yours, Ken?
You know what? I can't remember. I remember it was Ferguson and Wallace were playing. We won. It was at Highfield Road. And I think it was against Birmingham. I'm sure it's Birmingham.
4-0?
It could have been 4-0. Was that like late 70s?
Yeah, 76, 77 that would be.
It could have been that, yeah. It's quite high scoring. I'm sure it's Birmingham. It could have been Birmingham, yeah. But definitely Wallace and Fergie playing because I remember them scoring. So, Highfield Road, that was my first game. So
out of the four of us, I'm the only one who saw a loss.
Yes. Yeah. That's what got me. That's what got me hooked. Then, and you get hooked, don't you? When you, especially if you have a win and you just want to see more. So.
So Salup CCFC says, question for Jack: what was your holiday in Japan like? Favorite place you visited? You can't say all of it. It's too easy to say.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? I did see that comment, and I've just got a little 10-second video to show you. There's a place called Nara. It's a small city where there's deer roam the city free. It's mostly parks, but the deer just roam around through temples and just down the road and all sorts. It's mental. You can buy deer crackers everywhere, and what you're supposed to do is approach the deer with the cracker in hand. You bow at the deer, and the deer will bow back, and then you feed it. So I've got a quick little video of me feeding a deer just here.
You don't get this on any other podcast to do with football.
There you go, an exclusive, as Claudio says. Yeah, you don't get that anywhere else. So deer noticing me with a food cracker and bowing, which is it's just amazing. It really is.
I think we went to Hiroshima. I'm sure the island. I'm trying to remember which one it was now. We had to get a little ferry across to an island where they got one of those fantastic temples in the middle of the sea, which when the tide goes out, it looks enormous. But you don't realise how enormous it is until the tide comes out, because you only see like half a temple. You know what I mean, don't you? And we're in the restaurant, and the woman said, "Oh, by the way, the doors are open because the deers come in, and you're having a meal, and a deer just walks into the restaurant, and you just have to act normal." It's like there's a deer in the restaurant, you know. But yeah, brilliant.
I could have a whole podcast of like one episode a week for a year talking about the holiday I've just had in Japan. I'd still not have enough time to tell you everything. So it was
memories that last a lifetime, would you say?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The Hiroshima thing as well. It's when you see their museum and the Japanese take on what happened, it's the polar opposite of what we've been taught in history. It's really interesting to see a different point of view to what we know about it and how they saw it and what was happening. So obviously myself, my wife, my kids, all from different generation are going, oh yeah, this is terrible. What really happened actually. And of course we're there with Caroline's mum and stepfather who was like, he was in the military. So, and in their 80s, and they're going, they deserved it. So, oh wow. It's really interesting. You know, I think if you live through it, totally different to if you just learn it from history, I think. So it's very difficult to judge things that have happened in the past if you've not lived in it, I think. And what you would do in that situation. This has got nothing to do with Coventry City, by the way, but I just thought I'd bring it up. It's because it's half time. We're allowed to talk about anything else but football at half time.
Yeah.
Well, as we've done first game, Vicky, what about first away game for you?
I always struggle to remember, but I feel like it was a game to Old Trafford. Dawn might remember because we went to away games together, and to see if in the comments she can remember better than me. But I think we went to Old Trafford. It was a couple of seasons. So my first game was at that '93 last game. Then I went for a couple of seasons where I went to a few games. before I then started going regularly, and then I started going to away games. So that would have been sort of a bit later in so maybe sort of 96 season before I started going to away games. And I just struggle to remember what the very first one was, which is really annoying. I wish I had a spreadsheet like Jodie Turner. She's got. Well, I'm so jealous that she had. Yeah, I knew then, but I'm just so. Yeah, but see, you like now. I probably would think of doing a spreadsheet. Back in like the 90s, it wasn't quite so prevalent, and I just never even thought of doing that, and I was a bit gutted. So yeah, I can't be certain, but I think it was a game to. I think it was a game to Old Trafford.
Fair enough. Ken, do you remember yours?
Yeah, I'm sure it was Goodison Park, Everton, and we got beat. I can't remember the score, but I remember going to Goodison Park and getting beat. I was pretty disappointed afterwards. It might have been quite heavy, it might have been 3 or 4 or something like that, but yeah, it was definitely Everton. Definitely remember going across Stanley Park, and
What about your
afterwards
home game then, Claudio? As you say, your first one was.
Well, it would have been that 70-71 season. But the weird thing is, I can't remember. Growing up, I was convinced the first home game I saw was either Newcastle or Burnley at home. 70-71 season, I think they were the last 2 home games of that season. So whether or not it's a case of, I can't remember, but I remember the game in August away at Blackpool, because I think it just stands out as a proper family memory, which obviously got talked about for years. So obviously went to the other games, but I can't really, because but Dad took me to see the Bayern Munich game. I don't remember. I've got no recollection of it at all. But apparently, I was there.
Is that when we won 2-1? Was it? And then
2-1, yeah, exactly.
Away.
Yeah. So but if you look at 70-71 season, I think the last 2 home games are Newcastle and Burnley. I'm sure they are. But yeah, but my first league, well, no, actually, league away game is interesting because the other one I can remember was Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup in 74. So I'd have been about 8, and going up to the game in my dad's Ford Zephyr V6 car, bench seats front and back, no seatbelts.
Is that the one with the big bonnet?
Yeah, massive car. He had a big sky blue one, obviously. Furry leopard print seats he had. I remember that. Yeah, and it was a column change on the gearbox. Yeah. It was an American car, wasn't it? Yeah, on the steering wheel. And I would be sat in the middle, but I think I sat in the middle at the back. No seatbelts, obviously. And the 6 of us went up in my dad's car. But they were huge, weren't they? Those Zephyrs.
Yeah, you get 10 people in there, no problem.
Yeah. Well, we used to go to games, like when he ended up getting a Datsun Bluebird estate. I remember the games we used to go to Highfield Road where it'd have us. Kenty used to come, Jack, in the same car. So we used to have 5 adults in the front and me and 3 mates in the boot. and my dad would keep saying, every time he sees a police car, lads, duck.
Put your head down.
Yeah. You know, that's how you did it in those days, wasn't it? Nobody cared.
Yeah, no health and safety there, them days.
No accidents. I'm still here. I'm 60 years old, got through it, survived it. And I think, to be honest, these little stories are the things that make up the football away days or home experiences in the years gone past. Sometimes the game is immaterial in the end. It's what's happened before and after. And, without a doubt. I know the away days with Leamingtons, they're brilliant. They're a good laugh, just like the other fan bases, the groups and that go away.
Well,
Vicky, what else I used to do?
Dawn says she's had an epiphany and she thinks it was Anfield.
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do, because I bought all the programs. So at my dad's, I've got all the programs, so I'm going to have to get them all out, go through them, or find the very first game. I'll tell you what else I used to do back in the day as well. And I've got that at my dad's somewhere as well. I used to buy a burger every away ground, and then I did like a little rating thing, like quality of the bread, quality of the burger. And I did the thing for like the whole season of all the different burger from all the different grounds, and that would be somewhere there as well. So I'm gonna have to dig that out. And then I got food poisoning at Sellers Park, because their burger was the worst. Yeah.
Well, my first away day is not as glamorous as you lot. So we've either got Old Trafford or Anfield for Vicky. You've got Goodison Park for Ken. You've got, let's take Hillsborough, Claudio, as your first official one, which back in the day, it's a big stadium. I know we can all call it a dump nowadays, but it was one of the big iconic venues back in the day. Yeah. My dad's was Aston Villa on Boxing Day in 1975. Very big, glamorous top division. Mine was Walsall away in League One. We drew 1-1. Andy Rose got the goal. There you go. That was my first away day. That was the era I was starting to follow the City away. And it was, I think I went to about 25 away games before I saw us keep a clean sheet.
So it's not just me.
Every time we went away, I was a jinx, a bit of a jinx to start with. That we would not keep a clean sheet. So I was going to every away game going, right, we've got to score at least 2 today just to have a chance of winning. And sometimes even at home, it's felt like that in recent years. We always concede, so we have to get 2. But yeah, that was just the case when I started going. And your first away games, like I say, were all at top division sides. Just going to glance.
We're all older. We're just all older. That's the disadvantage.
So,
I'll tell you what, though, I don't think any of us were jinxes. I think we were we weren't very good away from home. This actually doing well away from home is quite a modern phenomenon. Like, it's just weird.
I reckon we've averaged 4 away wins throughout a whole Coventry City history.
Yeah,
a season.
That's one for Jim.
Because it'd be interesting. Yeah, I'll say to Jim, how on average, what's our away wins throughout our history? It's not many. We were terrible away from home.
I remember going to Rochdale in the FA Cup and thinking, we'll win this one. Managed to lose that.
Yeah, you can say that about Sutton, couldn't you, as well, in 89?
Yeah.
Oh, there's loads. Northampton. Anyway, this is meant to be positive tonight. We're top of the league.
Well, hang on. Let me just... So my first 2 in the season we got relegated from League One was Walsall and Chesterfield. Chesterfield, we lost 1-0. And then in League Two, I did Cambridge, loss. Accrington Stanley, loss. Brighton and Hove Albion in the Cup, loss. Mansfield Town, draw. Crewe Alexandria, won. But we conceded a goal. Newport County, drew. And Notts County, loss in the league, and then Notts County in the playoffs and won, still conceded a goal. So it took me a good couple of years before we kept a clean sheet. I think my first one was at Wickham.
That Notts County game, that's when I was in Japan, because I was watching it on a dodgy stream at something like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I get the phone call. No, the league match.
Oh.
And I get a call from Sophia because she's lost something. We were winning 1-0, I believe, at the time. We were 1-up, weren't we?
We equalised. Ponticelli equalised to make it 1-1.
Did they score virtually straight away after we equalised?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she asked me to go to a room. I thought I'd quickly nip down, see if she's okay. Came back and we were losing. I thought, how's that happen? So I blame myself for leaving the screen. It was my fault because I left the screen. We scored. Yeah.
Talking about Crewe, Jack, that was one of my best away days because we beat Crewe 6-1 back in the early 2000s, and that was a good away day.
I was there that day. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Nice.
Ralph Wiggins says, "How about Mark Robbins and AD Vivash for an interview?" Frank Wood says, "No swearing. That's speedy out then. Strachan would be a good interview," says Finn. 40, my first game was 1997 when I was 7. We beat Chelsea at home on the opening day. Yes, that's a nice win, that was.
Was that the Dublin hat-trick? Is that the Dublin hat-trick one?
Yes, I think it would be. Mark Patman says 1976 when Alan Dugdale and Mick Coop in defence. I was 7 years old. Me, 1962 Spurs pre-season friendly, says Frank Wood. I've got the programme for that. Nicky Quinn and Alan Brazil in widescreen. Bit cruel. Not wrong though. Rob, 58 UK. My first game, 22nd 11th 1969. Newcastle 1-0. Ernie Hunt Penn into the West End. February the 13th, 1971. Coventry 2, Blackpool 0. So me and your dad went the same season, our first season then.
Yeah, he's a year older than you.
Yeah, so that's the same season though, because they got relegated, I think, Blackpool. Ralph Wiggins, my first game was October 1959, City v Tranmere. Tuesday night under the lights, Ray Straw scored the winner. Of course, Ray Straw is in our top 10 all-time goal scorers.
Wow.
Gary Thompson's debut v Villa. That says Finn. Wasn't that the last game with the Cop, Vic?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Before he went all season?
Yeah, that 92-93 season. These games was the very last game with the Cop.
I keep saying Bevsky Blue. It's not. It's Bev 1 Sky Blue, isn't it? I just realised what it says. Cov 5 Norwich 4. Yes, 1978. Which they say is the Boxing Day fixture, which actually wasn't on Boxing Day. It wasn't actually on the 26th of December. I think it was the 29th or something like that it was. But it's always classed as the Boxing Day fixture. Comical Boxer 80-32. My first game was a lost Charity Shield against Everton. I remember my uncle being disgusted at £2 for a cheeseburger. Only missed one game at home in the 1980s. That was the 4-0 win by Coventry v Liverpool. Rob, I did exactly the same. Bob and all were short of players. We were playing Liverpool, and I thought, we're going to get battered here. And I didn't bother.
You missed the Terry Gibson hat trick.
Yeah, and I took my little transistor radio with me, and because Saturday football starts at 2:00, so when the game's finished, you kind of like 15 minutes into the second half, and I put the radio on, and Terry Gibson could have long scored the fourth goal.
Yeah,
and in my head, I'm thinking he's probably just equalised, or it's a consolation goal, not realising we'd already scored 3. So. Yeah, I missed that one.
One of your
Mark
biggest
Patman.
Football days, isn't it?
Yeah, I was away for the game against Everton where we stayed up. I was on holiday.
Oh God, that was yeah.
I know.
I think in the 80s, I missed. Relegate Norwich that day.
Yeah, I think in the 80s I missed 5 home games, and they were 2 of them. Yeah.
And Everton, of course, came to Highfield Road as champions, didn't they?
Yeah, and they're still playing games after, and that was the 26th of May. They still had a league game, Everton, after that game.
Yeah, they're well behind in fixtures. Yeah, people were moaning, "Oh, well, we've all finished ours, and you're going to play Everton, and they're going to rest a load of players, blah blah blah." But one of them, they didn't really rest that many, did they? They played quite a team.
They didn't actually, and they played Liverpool on the Wednesday as well before us. Absolutely nuts. Mark Patman, my dad was great mates with Ernie Machin back in the day. He was a great player for Coventry, but his career was cut short because of an knee injury. Dawn Cook, blimey, Jack. That was a very Harry Potter there with the deer, not a hippogriff. You shall now be known as Harry. Now, Dawn says, I'm perimenopausal, Vic. We've turned into loose women now. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah, never mind the 90s. I mean, that's a long time ago, isn't it?
What about this one from Ryan Evans? What's the worst away ground you guys have been to? He thinks it's either Hillsborough, he's sat behind a big pole, or Peterborough, that's not a nice ground either.
Now I know Claudia's going to say, go on.
Well, Wrexham. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. That the view. I mean, I kind of expected it, but the thing is, from the outside, the ground looks really modernised. I thought, and I didn't expect that massive girder halfway in you couldn't see either goal. But I think, League Two, we went to some shockers, didn't we? Really, but you kind of expect it because.
Bob always said about Grimsby. He's always saying about Grimsby how dire that was. I didn't think it was that bad, but he's always saying about that.
Grimsby was quite bad. What I can
remember. Back in the day, I went to Warsaw's old ground. I can't think what it's called now. It was a League Cup game. We won 2-1, I think. It's when it's 2-leg affair, and or 1-0, something like that. And I remember that all the seats were just wooden bench seats. Or
so was it where their ground is now?
No, Fellows Park. That's it. Fellows Park. It was called. And I remember this would have been before Bradford. My dad saying how this is so dangerous. It's just a old wooden stand, because obviously previous ones had burnt down, like the main stand at Cov. And it was really rickety, but we won. And then the second leg, this is interesting. The second leg was at Cov. Cyril Regis was sat in the stand. We were about to sign him. And Walsall would have been Division 3. We're Division 1. We lost 3-0. And went out after being 2-1 up in the first leg away from home. They had,
another bad one is Port Vale, because there's poles everywhere. It's difficult to get a good seat in Port Vale on a pole in the line.
First away game, Boxing Day 1975. Graham Oakey carried off on a chair. Yes.
Chair?
ACL. Yeah, he did his ACL in. That was it. From memory, it was a bad tackle.
I'd say the worst ground I've been to, I'd say, is the Memorial, Bristol Rovers.
Oh yeah.
It's just looks like someone's gone on Adobe Photoshop and copied and pasted 10 different crappy grounds, and you've got a bit of a stand here that's got 2 tiers, and then a bit of a stand that's that wide that's 1 tier but only 3 rows deep, and then a bit more of a stand that's got a clock on it, and then another bit, and then there's the dugout, and then the away end's like a temporary little,
Was that in the league game you went there, or was it the friendly this year?
I went in the cup, actually, the FA Cup.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. I was there in the pre-season friendly this year when we played them, and it hasn't changed. It's still the same.
I think had I have not been there, I'd have gone for the pre-season friendly. But I'd been it's the year we won League One. We played them in the FA Cup third round. We drew 2-2 at home, away. Sorry, and then we beat them 3-0 at home.
Yeah,
the away fixture.
That's right.
I was there. I was sat with Luke against the side of the stand. We're using those portaloos that I didn't realise was a loo.
And then the players have to use the same loo. They have to come and walk the same loo.
Yeah.
It looks like their stadium looks like my attempt at Sim City, where you run out of money and you're trying to build buildings. And you got no money.
A little bit of that, and then a little bit of that that's that big, and it's just awful.
But it's very odd.
And it is just in the middle of a housing estate as well. Like, we parked outside Mabel's front garden, I think, when we went there.
Yeah.
And then just walked 100 yards down the road. And
wasn't it there's a cricket ground there, wasn't it? I think.
I think it was. Yeah, that's
it's not
right.
big enough for a cricket ground.
Yeah, but that one. Yeah, because I think one stand's been built. The other one, you can tell it's an old pavilion. They got all the bits built onto it, next to it. What a fullback Roland Nilsson of Sweden was for Coventry back in the day. He's one of my favourite players. It's still 0-0. I can't believe Italy are 0-0 and Moldova still. It's just absolute shambles. Dawn Cook.
Also, Moldova have increased from 25% possession to 28% now, so they're obviously coming into it. You're going to get worried.
It's just rubbish. It really is. Don't know what's happened. What a letdown. Bev on Sky Blue, great memory for me at Eiffel Road. I can't remember the year, but we're playing Birmingham. I sat next to Jim Blythe, had gone to Brum. They scored in the last minute to win. That could be last game of the season when they want to stay up. Mick Hartford scored.
I forgot to say Sutton United is up there as well. Sutton United in the FA Cup when we played them. But they were non-league, so I suppose they got a bit of an excuse.
Has anybody been taking down the names of the 2 players, by the way? I just thought.
No, but no one's got both. No one's got both.
That's all right.
That's your hint, everyone. No one has got both. So if you want another go.
But both answers have been on there, haven't they?
Yes.
But in a different order. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Both answers have been on there.
Mick Kelly, Ipswich away, 1972 game abandoned. Floodlight failure. Yes, we went back and lost, didn't we? Ian Small, the Dell last game of the season, 1968, 0-0. Dusted up. Setter's immense.
I remember going to Portsmouth away midweek once back in like the late 90s or early 2000s, and they were doing some work. So I don't think they'd got a roof, or basically it was raining and it was freezing and it was dark and we were rubbish and we lost. And sometimes the ground probably wasn't particularly bad, but this feels like a really bad experience. I remember going to Newcastle as well when they were doing building work, and you sat exposed to the northern snow, and that was freezing and horrible, and we lost. And so
somebody's just reminded me. Oh yes, definitely the Hampton. I just remembered about that. God,
I think the weird thing is, Ken, you never used to think, oh, this is a terrible ground. It was just a football ground. It's what you kind of expected.
Well, I went there that night when we dramatically drew 5-5. Do you remember that game? I think it was a hat trick for Keegan, was it? And a hat trick for Mark Haitley. Yeah.
That's the game where I rode down on my Vespa.
On your bike?
Yeah, I told my mum and dad I was staying at my mate's house, and I went all the way down. Ended up trying to find a B&B because I knew I'd never get back. Because the light on the Vespa wasn't that great, and I didn't know where I was really going. It was days before sat-nav, obviously. We drew 5. Yeah, Ian Small. I'll explain it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've had a couple of comments saying, can you show the quiz again, or can you explain what the quiz is, please?
I've got a newspaper from the year 2000, and in there, the Carlin Opta have given their scores for the players of the season so far. So this is halfway through the season. There are 60 players, of which 2 are Coventry City players. And to give you clues, like 4th in the list of goalkeepers, Kevin Pressman. Defenders, we've got both the Nevilles are in there, but Sol Campbell, number 2. Midfielders, Roy Keane, Dennis Wise, Nicky Butt, Emmanuel Petit, Frank Lampard, of course, is in there. Attacking midfielders, Freddie Ljungberg, Overmars, Trevor Sinclair, Paul Merson, Paul Scholes. And there's 10 in each category. And strikers, Kevin Phillips, Andy Cole, DeCanio, Henry, York, Quinn, Owen, etc., etc. So we're looking for the 2 Coventry players who made the top 60 up to Christmas.
And everyone that's had a go thus far, some of you have got 1 correct, but nobody has got 2 correct yet. So if you've had a go, have another go, see if you can tweak your standings, and we might give you another clue that doesn't give it away a little bit later on. So,
what a student. Was a student in Southampton, lived on Milton Road, that's by the ground. So my first ever away game was 100-yard walk in 97 for Saints v Cov. Awful wooden stand that was crumbling on me as we sat there. Yeah, they had those funny tiered stands. Right, I've got to bring, here we go. So here's a newspaper from 1921. So I'm going to read you an extract from a match report.
Claudio was a middle-aged man.
Yes.
Just moved into his 30s, he was.
I should have re-recorded. I should have recorded this with the voice of the Pathé News, shouldn't I? Rival cities. Leicester City's rearranged forward line. So each side, I've got to get this close to my eyes actually. Each side scored before the game has lasted 12 minutes, and although there were many rousing attacks in the later stages of a somewhat strenuous game, which was more exciting than polished, the defences prevented further scoring. Smith, Leicester's reserve centre forward, opened the scoring with a fine goal after dashing between the backs. Afterwards, Morgan trapped a pass which would probably have been intercepted if Barrett had not slipped, and the Coventry inside left made no mistake. So he drew 1-1. So back in 1921, this is our second season in the Football League, us and Leicester were classed as rivals. So I think when people say, who are your oldest rivals, I think that's the answer, surely. Leicester City.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
They are.
It says here, man arrested, Ken Stewart.
What for? Violent disorder?
It's a shame I can't open it up because it would fall apart. That's the only problem.
Drunk and disorderly, Ken. Drunk and disorderly.
What else you got down there?
Oh. It's a magazine. January the 11th, 1888.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't know if I can find it. So, Jack, you're going to have to start talking. I'll see if I can find something here. I'll just...
Oh, God. Oh, what else? What else are people saying in the comments? Paul Cutford, coldest ground was Fleetwood away on a Tuesday in January.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that the game we... No, I was going to say we won 2-1. We were 1-0 down at half-time, and it's very, very windy. But that was in November. And we changed to a back five at half-time, and that's what got us the back five winning formula in the League One winning campaign. So that was in November, not a January. But I can't imagine Fleetwood being warm in the middle of summer, if I'm honest. So that's fair enough. A scaffolding stand at Shrewsbury, bad in the rain. Yeah, fair enough. Brian Tully says the Millmore in Rotherham. You had to walk through train yards. Now, I've only ever been to the New York, which is quite a nice little stadium, to be fair. 20k odd. It's nice. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I've been to the old one. I don't remember the train track bit, though. That's
I went to Millmore. Yeah, that was a long... I can't remember. A long time ago. Millmore.
B9 Ravers says first away game was Rushden and Diamonds.
Well, that's not there now, is it? That ground? No, I think they've gone bust.
I am Goosebump says the international football's so boring I've had to turn you lot on. Well, thank you. That sounds a bit insulting, but we'll take it. You're watching us. Thank you very much for joining us. That's great. I remember my dad taking me to Highfield Road with a flask of Bovril for half time. Great days as a kid.
Yeah.
Says Mark Packman. Fordy says Plymouth away. They scored an equaliser. Felt like the longest injury time. The ref just wouldn't blow the whistle. Plough Lane at Wimbledon, County Ground at Northampton, and Sutton United, says Rob. He was standing by the tree on the grass bank. Yeah, the Dell at Southampton, says Mick Kelly. There's all sorts of out there. I've not been to half these grounds, but half of them don't exist anymore. That's why.
The Dell was awful. The Dell was hell.
Bev says, Jack, Bristol Rovers used to play at Eastville Stadium. It was in the middle of a dog track with no stands. Memorial Ground was 5-star compared to that. Well, if the Memorial Ground was 5-star compared to that, I hate to think what Eastville was, because the Memorial Stadium is definitely the worst ground I have ever been to. Does Claudio own a DeLorean, says Mr. Dino. No, he's just that old. Oh, Paul says maybe I'm right. It was bloody windy. Yeah, it was the game. We were 1-0 down at half time. The bold striker scored. I think he was miles offside. 1-0 down at half time, and then Robbins changed it to a back five at half time. We won the game 2-1. I think Bakayoko got one of the goals. I wasn't there. I just remember it. And that's what kick-started our back five in the League One winning campaign that got us. I don't think we lost after that moment. Maybe we lost to Shrewsbury after that. That was the only loss with a back five.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to go off my memory. I tell you what, I've got my spreadsheet open. Let's just have a quick look, shall we? Yeah, Fleetwood, Wednesday the 24th of October. Bakayoko got the equaliser. Zane Westbrook got the winner. And then the only game we lost after that was Shrewsbury away. Oh, Ken, I think you're buzzing.
We've not had that for a while, have we, Ken?
No. I've just muted him and unmuted him. Rob 58 UK throwing bottles at us from their fans as we left the ground. I think that's in relation to the Sutton game. Gander Green Lane, says me dad. That's what it was called. Grassy Knoll. More guesses. Mark Packman's got his guess in. There's still no one got 2 right, so keep your guesses coming in. Is anything happening in the internationals? What's the scores around the other games? Anything interesting or?
No more scores I can see.
France are beating Ukraine, Ireland. Oh, Ronaldo's been sent off for Portugal. Straight red card.
Oh, he must have been arguing. Straight red card.
I'm just trying to glance. There's a tussle between Ronaldo and O'Shea. Ronaldo swings an elbow into the back of the defender. He sarcastically applauds the fans and is given a straight red card.
That's his old Man United teammate, O'Shea, isn't it?
It can't still be John O'Shea. There's no way that's John O'Shea.
John O'Shea.
No, it's a D. It's a D O'Shea. Is it Dara O'Shea? I think.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
The only 0-0 game is Moldova.
The only one there's no goals in Moldova against Italy.
All right, random one for you, Vicky. What's your favourite game this season?
This season. 1 minute, I've just got I think I'm having the same trouble as doing it. My brain's just gone to mush and I can't think of anything. The QPR game. Just because of the whole experience of that day as well, like waking up and
yeah.
So that's the one.
Oh, it's probably too easy of an answer. What about you, Ken? Say something different. You can't pick that one.
No, I'll go for the last one with the enemy and all that on. I just thought it was a fantastic all-round experience because you had the enemy on before the game, which was great. We weren't playing that one in the first half. We turned it around, and we battered them really second half, didn't we? So yeah, I'll go for Sheffield United.
Nice. To be different, I'll say Derby away. To be 1-0 up, 2-1 up, and 2-2 at half time was such a roller coaster, and then 3-2 down, not too long after the first half, and it was like, how are we losing this? And then I still remember this vividly. There was someone taken ill in the Cov end, and it took quite a long time for the paramedics and stuff to see to that. And I think Lampard did a bit of a team talk, and all of a sudden we scored 3 goals in 7 or 8 minutes following that little break.
It just blew them away. Yeah.
Yeah. Either we had a good team talk, or they just, didn't get back to the match after that moment. And we absolutely blew them away. And just to concede, or from a Derby point of view, to score 3 goals at home and lose is outrageous. But to score 5 goals away from home and even conceding 3, it was an exciting game.
It really was.
So I'm going to pick that just to be different to you guys.
There's some good choices, isn't there, this season?
Paul Cutsford says most frustrating is Norwich.
Yeah, definitely.
Agree.
Yeah.
Another day we beat them 7-1 like we did with QPR. Genuinely. Yeah. If we'd have turned up like we did against QPR, we almost did. We just couldn't put the ball in the net.
We did everything right. Putting it in the net, yeah.
You still looking for whatever it is, Claudio?
Make sure I get the right mic. Yeah, it's frustrating because it's so small, the print. But now this is the game between Preston North End and Aston Villa. So 1888, I think, would have been the season that Preston did the double. I think it's the first league season, 1888. Mm-hmm. They're playing Villa, and there's been crowd trouble, unbelievably.
1888.
1888, yeah.
And just did his O levels.
Yes. And this is what made me laugh when I was reading about the crowd disturbances. Because remember, they used to have a tape around. Well, you don't remember, obviously, nor do I. But they didn't have. They had tape around this. Yeah, it's not like it is now. People could encroach onto the pitch, basically. And eventually, so it said here, when the fans of Preston North End arrived in Birmingham, they called out the cavalry. I just think it's hilarious. The cavalry was called out at Perry Bar on Saturday. The cavalry consisted of the hussars in uniform, mounted on horses, apparently borrowed from the buses which had brought spectators to the ground. They had neither saddles nor the usual military accoutrements. This is fantastic. This is. They were, however, very useful, and had there been 3 mounted police when you arrived on the scene just before time was called, been present at the commencement, the crowd might have been kept outside the boundaries. So there's also, and somewhere in here, there's the one guy got arrested and was given quite a hefty, I worked it out, it was quite a hefty fine, or he had to do hard labour for a week.
Really?
But it's the fact they called out, I mean, you say called out the cavalry, they literally did to curb the crowd trouble.
Serbia should have just scored then. A little bit similar to the Saka goal in the fact it was deflected up to the right winger, I assume, and he's tried to side foot volley it similar to Saka into the far net, and he's just put it a few inches wide, which is unlucky. But that should be 1-1, really. Not that we care, to be honest. I don't really care. Right, let's do some housekeeping. If you're in need of parking for our home games, we've got 2 home Saturday games coming up against the Baggies and the next team that I have forgotten that we're playing. It's hard to keep in with these things when it's the international break. Charlton. Well done, Ken. Charlton. You want home parking for the next couple of games? I'm sure it goes on beyond that into December as well. We've got Bristol City and we've got Swansea on Boxing Day at home, and Ipswich, don't forget, on that Monday. Early kick-off, that one, 6 p.m, which is really weird. I'm sure we'll talk about that close to the time, but you can book your parking there. And big coach travel to away games. I'm not sure if they're running one to Middlesbrough. Does anybody know?
Yeah, I think they are, yes.
Every game.
Okay. Oh, every game, there you go. So if you're going to Middlesbrough, or, in fact, if you're looking to plan your trip to Ipswich Town, Preston North End midweek, or Southampton just before Christmas, get on there, get your coach travel booked. Go and see the games nice and comfortably. Also, Claudio, we had part 1 of the Brian Richardson interview. You had part 2 come out this week. It's live to members now. On YouTube. It will be live to everyone else on Saturday at 9 a.m. and it is currently on Spotify.
Yeah, that's right. It's a nice chat, nice interview with Brian. Ask him about mainly some of the players and that.
Did you ask him about Dion Dublin?
Did, yes. I think what's fascinating how he remembers how much he paid for them and how much profit he got. The profit he made on John Hartson is ridiculous. What he bought him for,
don't give it away. Don't give it away. If you're interested, you become a member and listen now on YouTube. You can listen on Spotify, or Saturday morning when you wake up and realise there's no Coventry football to watch, you could listen and watch to the Brian Richardson interview part 2.
And between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m, you can listen to my radio show.
Oh, where's that? Who's that?
Live. On Dynamic Radio.
Wow.
So if you've not had enough of Claudio,
98 to 99 FM.
All your greatest hits on Dynamic Radio.
With Mr. Dynamic himself, Claudio.
Well, let's have a look at our predictions. It's close.
Proudly, top of the league, you're having a laugh.
Oh.
Well, Ken, you've caught me up. We're joint top on points, but I've got you leading it on the fact that you've got a score correct.
I have.
I didn't. So I've got you. It's almost like goal difference. You're ahead on goal difference, basically.
It makes a difference, you know. Yeah.
Was it Watford you got correct?
It was, yeah. No, it was
Blackburn Rovers. You got 2-0.
Yeah.
I think if Miles wasn't doing his, we're going to lose, he'd probably be up there in the 30s as well, to be honest. That's pretty good. Out of 15 games, we're getting the right outcomes in 2/3 of them.
Well, Ken and Vicky have both predicted us to win every single game that we've played.
Really?
Which is a bit outrageous. Claudio and myself have both predicted 4 draws, so we still haven't predicted a loss for ourselves yet. And Miles obviously went on his loss streak. He predicted 8 losses in a row, 8 2-1 losses in a row, which eventually, when the curse was broken at Wrexham, he decided to play properly. And he got the very first one right. Sheffield United 3-1. He got that correct.
Wow.
So he's not out of it.
Yeah.
I know he's got less than half of us, and there's only 4 points separating us 4 as well. It's anyone's game a third into the season.
And there is a trophy available at the end of the season for the winner. Yeah.
Where's that? I didn't know that. I just tried harder.
Can I just say, Moldova away is a tricky fixture, though. I thought I'd just put it in.
I've not scored yet. I just saw another shot on target.
Oh, is Ken buzzing again? Oh, it stopped.
No, he is buzzing. Ken, you're buzzing. Was it your phone that you moved last time? Try moving your phone. I don't know where it is. And don't forget, these were our predictions at the start of the season. So now that we're a third of the way into the season and things are shaping up and we think we might know where teams are going to come, we all predicted Ipswich top, which, they've picked up some form recently. They're top half. With 3 of you have put Southampton second. Claudio's put them 4th. I've put them 6th. They're in the bottom half. They were really underperforming at home specifically. We've all got Cov in the playoffs except Miles, which, to be fair, is still a very high possibility. I've not put Middlesbrough anywhere near the top 6, which I might. Neither's Vicky. Vicky, no. You've got Sheffield United up there. Oh, I've got Sheffield United 3rd. Oh, what am I playing at?
I actually thought that Middlesbrough wouldn't do very well under Bob Edwards because I don't rate him that much, and so actually they're probably. Oh, I think Italy have scored because I can see a hand go like that.
Alan Shearer's happy. What's happening, Claudio? Bring us the news.
It's a well-deserved goal. Tricky fixture. I'll take a 1-0 every time.
Moldova a 1-0 up, are they?
Yeah, it's a header, diving header, great header. Against team ranked 159 or something. Did you read this one here from Dawn Cook about Vicky spat her lemonade out?
No.
Oh, you missed that. I thought you were going to, because I saw that come up.
Vicky spat lemonade over the fans in front of us at Southampton because I made her laugh and they thought it was raining, so they put their hoods up, kept us laughing even though we lost. I like that.
Yeah, but then they realised because she dobbed me in. So she made me. I took a drink of pop and she made me laugh. And when you sort of like try to hold it in, but it sort of sprayed a bit. And they all thought it was rain, so they just put their heads up. I thought, I've got away with that. And then she started laughing so much, they knew something was up.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. I agree with this one from Rob. 58 UK. Most frightened I've been at football matches, League Cup semi-final at West Ham v Cov. That was shocking. Thank God those days have gone. Yes, if you've probably listened on the podcast, I got thrown over a wall, and Jack knows one of the lads who comes on the bus with us, who was there, and he was in this person's garden having a wee, of course, like you do in an away game in those days. And he saw me fly past him, and he reminded me of this the other day. And he says, "I remember looking at you, going, what are you doing?" I'm doing nothing. I've just been thrown over the wall by a West Ham fan. I was 15 years old. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But you kind of, I don't know, you just dealt with it. It was all part of the growing up around football in those days. But yeah, so lots more guesses coming in.
Has anyone got both of them yet, Claudio?
Somebody has, yeah. Claudio and Ken, who was one of your favourite players from the old days? Me, my boyhood hero was Colin Steen, but I definitely love that team from '77. I used to love Ian Wallace as a forward, just brilliant. What about you? Oh, I've muted Ken.
For me.
Sorry, Ken?
For me. Ian Wallace for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great little player.
Yeah.
That's 2-0 to England. Eberici Eze has just rifled one in the top corner after he's just hit the bar as well 2 minutes ago.
Brian Tully's saying, Cloudy, just noticed your shirt. Where's that from? Shall I stand up?
Yeah, show it off. That was your celebration when Italy scored, wasn't
it? Yeah. So this is from the that Cov pod. It's hard to put it out there. So I'm advertising somebody else's podcast stuff. So
25, how much are they? 25 quid?
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's quite thick, actually. I was really impressed with the quality because I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but I think it's great. It's just an iconic image, isn't it? So
I'll tell you what, that's a goal by Eze. Phil Foden's playing as the striker.
Yeah, he's a nice player, isn't he?
Foden's come on in the striker position. I see him playing sort of like a false 9 role. I'm not really paying attention. He's carried the ball quite far. He's tapped it to the left, and Eze's just first time finished it into the top corner. It's a really good finish. That's the game, I suppose, for England now.
Mm. Well, we can make a load of changes now, can't he?
I don't know what fans expect of international football because, you know, they spend very little time. Was it any more exciting before? Probably not. It's just what you believe it was. But I can remember some dour tournaments in the past.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, where England had some awful performances in tournaments. And qualification, what can they do? That's one thing England do is qualify.
Well, this is England's 7th qualifier. They've now scored 20 goals in 7 qualifiers and have not conceded. What more can you ask?
2-0.
We're averaging just under 3 goals a game. We haven't conceded a goal. Is this not, at the moment, the best setup for a major tournament thus far?
Yeah, and what I find weird, Jack, is how it's like Serbia 2 or 3 years ago, I thought were quite strong. So these, well, yeah, it comes in waves with some of these countries. Bosnia were quite good at strong, you know, at one for a couple of years. Slovenia as well. I'm just mentioning countries that keep beating Italy. When they beat Italy, they were all strong. North Macedonia. It's a bit like North Korea. I mean, Italy have lost to North Korea and South Korea. I'm just happy that there isn't a West Korea and an East Korea. Yeah, just do all 4. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, shall I tell people the answer then? Because we're getting close into the game here.
Yeah. Let's get the answers out there and we can wrap up the show.
Right, this is from the season 99-2000. This is the Evening Telegraph commemorative Millennium newspaper, which came out, which I kept. And first of all, I'll read you out the festive lineup. This is the best players over the festive weekend. In goal for Leicester, Afexad. Have I said that right?
I was a old mate. I haven't got a clue.
So the defence, which is bizarre, Cox of Watford, who's he? O'Brien Bradford, Perry of Spurs, Tarico Spurs, midfield of Youngberg Arsenal, Hutchison Everton, Sherwood Spurs, Ginola Spurs, up front Everson the Spurs and DeCanio West Ham. So the 2 players that featured in the top 60 were Magnus Hedman and Gary McAllister.
2 fantastic internationals.
Now, the goalkeepers ahead of Magnus were Cernacek, Schwarzer, Matt Clark from Bradford City, Pressman, Ian Walker, Nigel Martin, Alex Meninga, Mart Poom, Neil Sullivan, then Magnus Hedman. He was 10th at the time.
Is that a Mark Schwarzer, the Aussie goalie?
Yes.
So he was. Oh, I know he was old when I was sort of into football in the early 10s, but yeah, that would have been his heyday, I suppose, wouldn't it?
So only one person got it right then, yeah?
2, I think. There's somebody else, I think.
See, Mr. Dino got it.
Mr. Dino, and who else?
Is it 2? Or maybe just the 1?
Headman and McAllister. I'm having a look.
So the midfielders, of which Gary McAllister was 8th, ahead of him was Keane, Dennis Wise, Nicky Butt, Emmanuel Petit, Frank Lampard, Tim Sherwood, Neil Lennon, Gary McAllister, Muzzy Izzet, Don Hutchison. Attacking midfielders, Frederick Lundberg, Mark Overmars, Trevor Sinclair, Paul Merson, Paul Scholes, Norberto Solano, David Ginola, Gustavo Poyet, Mark Keller, and Ryan Giggs. So Ryan Giggs was 10th at the time, quite low down. Considering they won the European Cup in 1999, didn't they? Strikers, Kevin Phillips, Andy Cole, DeCanio, Henry, York, Quinn, Owen, Zola, Torre Flo, and Kanu.
When I was on holiday in Norway, we went past the village where Flo came from, and apparently he was one of 7 relations, all called Flo, that played football professionally, but obviously anyone in this country. But apparently in Norway, the village was called Flo, and they're all named after their village. That's how they surname. Just some random rubbish fact.
It's a good job I didn't come from that island in the is it the Shetlands or the Orkneys called Twat.
So, Mr. Dino, I think you put the comment in twice, so that's maybe where you saw it twice, Claudio.
Right.
Mr. Dino,
is the winner.
Email. It'll be coming along the bottom in a minute, and we'll get you a mug. So just info@skybluefans.tv. There you go. Drop us an email, and Ken will delightfully turn up at your door, give you a mug, and take a photo if you live in the area.
I just noticed in this Telegraph, Premier Chat and Date, dating contacts, all on one number, 090. Take this down, Ken. 09068669959. You can have Premier Chat and Date, bored housewives direct, straight to your door, Ken, on 090. It's the same number. She's busy. And there's Asian Chat and Date as well. It's all going on in Cov, isn't it? If you fancy something a bit more exotic, Ken. If you
No, I think they're very expensive.
There's phone lines. And there's meet sexy singles in Midlands instantly. Talk live now. I bet that would have cost a fortune. Before you know it, you spent 300 quid. How much did you spend, Ken? Was it a lot?
Well, it's £1.50 a minute.
Was it?
That's £6 quid then.
I've just noticed that these are funny.
Is that why you've brought the papers with you?
It's a well thumbed page. I know that. On at the Showcase Cinema, The Mummy, Muppets from Space, Anna and the King, Inspector Gadget, The Iron Giant, The World Is Not Enough. That's a Bond movie, isn't it? Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
East is East. American Pie, Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. I thought it was a good film. Sleepy Hollow.
Nice.
Yeah, some decent. Fight Club at the Odeon as well.
Wow.
End of Days. See, this is when you didn't know which film to go and see.
There's so much choice.
Yeah.
And I think what's happened now is they go straight to Netflix, a lot of them, don't they? Like the Richard Osman film recently, where I wanted to go to the cinema to see it. Because if you go to the cinema, you can, you're not looking at your phone, you're not nipping out for a wee every 2 minutes, making a coffee, making a cup of tea. You're watching the film, and then Caroline says, "Oh, it's on Netflix. Oh, we'll sit at home and watch it then." Which is weird, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely weird. So
Rob's made a good point. Great evening, but worst watch long ever. We've barely remembered to talk about England at all.
We forgot they were playing.
I said we'd only talk about it when there was something to mention, and wasn't a lot.
Yeah, Rob, it is. That's the whole idea of this. We don't. It's just an excuse to come on.
Right, are we going to do the same again on Sunday after the England game, not during? So if we do a 7:30, we can maybe watch the highlights of the England game, have a 10-minute chat about it, and then talk more crap about Coventry City.
Yeah.
I won't be here, sadly, but...
Okay, well, Miles might be back at that point. He might want to come and waffle with us.
Well, you know what happened to Miles, don't you? He got recognised in Fuerteventura by a market store holder and shouted, "Hey, Milesy," which is so funny, isn't it? He would be made up with that. That's so funny.
That would have made his holiday.
Definitely.
Paul Cuthbert says, just seen on Facebook, it's Max Biamu's birthday today, 35. One of my favourite players of the last few years.
I think that the one that stands out for me, for Max, was the one against Notts County.
There was the Notts County overhead kick. There was the Cheltenham overhead kick he did 2 weeks before. The Peterborough one when we won League One that was like a sideways scissor kick, a bit like Ephron's at the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeovil when he scored from like the halfway line on the volley.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks before that, the day after Cyril Regis passed, we beat Swindon 3-1. He scored the first goal, and that was again a volley into the top corner, half volley into the top corner. Not that I ever saw Cyril, but I heard it was sort of Cyril-esque kind of goal.
Because when he did his knee, I think it was a Blackpool away, wasn't it, when he went over?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was playing well. He was doing okay, wasn't he? And he's agreed to come on the History podcast as well. So
he still lives locally.
Yeah, I think
I see him in Morrison sometimes. In Binley.
What, stacking shells or?
No, shopping.
Shopping. That's it.
He does live locally. Well, this was like a few months ago, so I presume he still lives locally. So
excellent. Anything to add else? Anyone?
No, I don't think so. I think it's about
any more sexy singles in your area, Claudio?
Oh, I'll have a look. Oh.
Oh no! Save it for Sunday. We've got to have something to talk about Sunday. I'll tell you what, Claudio. Give one of the numbers a ring between now and Sunday, and let us know if they're still available.
It'd be funny if my house phone rang.
Mick Kelly says, "Thanks, lads, and Vicky. Best podcast going." PSB. Oh, thanks, Mick Kelly. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Mick.
And Paul Cudgeford said he spoke to Max in town a few times. Absolutely loves Coventry. So there you go. He's still around.
Amazing.
The area.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to our little waffle along. Not a watch along, a waffle along. That's what we should call Sunday's show. The waffle along. There we go. We'll see you all Sunday night for another waffle along if you're interested. And then next Thursday we'll get back to business, talking about the proper football that is Coventry City in their title charge.
We could talk, Jack. We could talk football magazines. I've got all sorts.
Well, there you go. We'll think of something for our waffle along on Sunday, and tune in if you want to hear about Claudio's sexy singles in his area. Well, thank you everyone, and a big play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.